When work gets harder, we find ways to make it easy, and our only friend for that are machines. Machines are supposed to make our jobs simple. Today we're going to take a look at the various machines in the world. Not just normal machines, but the biggest machines you have ever seen. Number 10. La Princesse. Showcasing a giant spider? Sounds crazy, isn't it? But this craziness made the European capital of culture celebration in Liverpool, England, a piece trending news in 2008. La Princesse is a 15-meter, 500-foot mechanical spider designed and operated by French performance art company La Machine. The spider was built using steel and poplar wood and complex hydraulics and took an entire year to construct. It weighs 37 tons, has 50 axes of movement, and is operated by up to 12 people strapped to its body. When operated, it moves at 2 miles per hour. To move it around the streets required 16 cranes, 6 forklift trucks, 8 cherry pickers, and 250 crew. Over 5 days in 2008, La Princesse made her way through the streets. The spider vanished after making its way through the Queensway Tunnel, never to be seen again. Number 9. SCHWERER GUSTAV. World War II resulted in total havoc and introduced us to a various weapon. SCHWERER GUSTAV, also known as Hitler's giant gun, was deployed in the late 1930s by Krupp and Grunewald as siege artillery for the explicit purpose of destroying the main forts of the French Magnet Line, the strongest fortification in existence at the time. The new weapon was a gun about 12 meters high, 47 meters long, weighing 1,315 tons, and was firing 10-ton shells through a 30-meter-long pipe. 22 people could sit aligned on the barrel of the gun. The impressive weapon became known as the Great Gustav. Over a year after its first use, the Nazis gave up using the Gustav gun. The gun appears to have been destroyed to prevent its capture sometime before the 22nd of April 1945, but other sources state that the great weapon was captured and disassembled by the Russians. Number 8. Antonov AN-225 Maria. We're going to need a bigger plane. The Antonov AN-255 Maria is a strategic airlift cargo aircraft that was designed by the Antonov Design Bureau in the Ukrainian SSR within the Soviet Union during the 1980s. It comes with an increased capacity landing gear system with 32 wheels were designed, some of which are steerable, enabling the aircraft to turn within a 60-meter wide runway. The aircraft underwent modifications at a cost of $20 million, such as the addition of a reinforced floor, which increased the maximum gross weight to 640 tons. The AN-225 program was given just 2 years to complete, but it took twice as long. Today, the AN-225 is still proving useful in the ongoing fight against COVID-19. It delivered 100 tons of medical supplies to Warsaw, Poland, becoming the largest air cargo transport by volume in history. Even 31 years later, the AN-225 is still breaking records. Number 7. Taishan Crane. The world's biggest and most powerful crane, housed in Shandong province in China. It can lift 20,000 metric tons without so much as blinking. The amount of wire rope required to operate Taishan is nearly 50,000 meters, or just over 31 miles, allowing it to lift a maximum of 80 meters. The crane holds the 3 heaviest lifts of all time: 20,133 metric tons, 17,100 tons, and 14,000 tons. It even has the official lifting record registered in the Guinness Book of World Records. It completed its first commercial lift of a deck box, lifting the installation of Coastal Pioneer, also the first drilling semi-submersible built in China in 2008. With this gigantic crane, it allows fabrication to be taken place on the ground, eliminating safety risk associated with working at height. Taishan also can be used to facilitate simultaneous construction of the lower and upper parts of the vessel, allowing shorter overall project schedule and quicker delivery. Respect comes from all around the world for this mega crane. Number 6. Seawise Giant. Seawise Giant, later Happy Giant, JAHRE, Viking, Knock Nervous, Opama, and Mount, was a ULCC supertanker that was the longest ship ever. Built by Sumitomo Heavy Industries in Yokosuka, Kanagawa, Japan, Seawise Giant had a capacity of 564,763 metric tons. Dead weight, the overall length of 458.45 meters, a beam of 69 meters, and a draft of 24,611 meters. In 1988, the Seawise Giant was damaged and sunk during the Second World War and was declared unusable. After the war, Norman Internationals bought the wreckage, got it repaired in Singapore, and launched it again as Happy Giant. It was later bought by Amber Development Corporation and renamed as MV Mont for a single and last voyage to Along, India in January 2010. where she was scrapped. Even dismantling the ship turned out to be an epic task, as Times of India reported that the project would take a year and require as many as 18,000 laborers. Number 5. Prelude FLNG. Prelude FLNG is the world's largest floating liquefied natural gas platform, as well as the largest offshore facility ever constructed. The Prelude Floating Liquefied Natural Gas (FLNG) project marks the deployment of Shell's FLNG technology for the first time. The Prelude and Concerto fields lie in the WA-370YP permit at water depths of 250 meters. The vessel is moored by its turret to 16 seabed-driven steel pipes, each 65 meters long and 5.5 meters in diameter. The Prelude Floating LNG facility has a production capacity of 5.3 million tons a year of liquids and condensate, including 3.6 metric tons a year of LNG, 1.3 metric tons of condense, and 400,000 tons yearly of liquefied petroleum gas. The main double-hulled structure was built by the Technip Samsung Consortium in the Samsung Heavy Industries Joji shipyard in South Korea. First gas was achieved in December 2018. A total of $5 billion was invested in the project. Number 4. The 500-meter Aperture Spherical Radio Telescope. The 500-meter Aperture Spherical Radio Telescope, nicknamed Tainan, is located in the Daodong Depression, a natural basin in Pingtang County, Jiangsu, southwest China. It consists of a fixed 500-meter diameter dish constructed in a natural depression in the landscape. It is the world's largest filled aperture radio telescope and the second largest single-dish aperture. Both are fixed primary reflectors installed in natural hollows, made of perforated aluminum panels with a movable receiver suspended above. Construction on the FAST project began in 2011 and achieved first light in September 2016. It was declared fully operational on the 11th of January 2020. The telescope made its first discovery of 2 new pulsars on August 2017. The telescope had discovered 44 new pulsars by September 2018. On July 4, 2020, the telescope discovered the first neutral hydrogen atoms outside of the Milky Way. Number 3. Overburden Conveyor Bridge F60. F60 is a series designated of 5 overburden conveyor bridges used in brown coal open cast mining in the Lastuccian coalfields in Germany. The world's biggest movable engine was constructed from 1989 to 1991 and was mining brown coal for about 1 year. The high point is a viewing platform 80 meters above the ground. At dusk, its massive steel outline is impressively illuminated in a sun at aluminium staging. There are a total of 760 wheels on the bogies, of which 380 are powered. In operating conditions, it weighs 13,600 metric tons, making the F60 one of the heaviest land vehicles ever made. The maximum speed of the F60 is 13 meters per minute, and the operational speed is 9 meters per minute. Today, the F60 serves as a venue and museum, offering a fantastic panorama view over the Lausitz region from 75 meters up high. Number 2. Bertha Tunnel Borer. Bertha was a 57.5-foot diameter tunnel boring machine built specifically for the Washington State Department of Transportation's Alaskan Way Viaduct Replacement Tunnel Project in Seattle, Washington, United States. Bertha was shipped to the port of Seattle in 41 sections, arriving April 2, 2013. Tunnel boring began on July 30, 2013, with the machine originally scheduled to complete the tunnel in December 2015. On December 6, 2013, work got halted around 1,083 feet due to unexpected impediment and was resumed on December 22, 2015. The machine was 326 feet long and weighed 6,700 short tons with a cutter head diameter of 57.5 feet. On April 4th, with suitable drama, the great machine ground its way through the plugs, sending up clouds of dust as water jetted out and huge chunks of cement and rebar crashed into the pit as the press looked on. The estimate was revised in July 2016 to open in early 2019. An estimated $223 million in cost overruns stem from the 2-year delay of the machine. Number 1. The Large Hadron Collider. The biggest machine you have ever seen. The Large Hadron Collider is the world's largest and powerful particle accelerator. Large Hadron Collider, LHC, has generated mind-blowing science in the past decade, including the Higgs boson particle. The LHC allows scientists to reproduce the conditions that existed within a billionth of a second after the Big Bang by colliding beams of high-energy protons. It consists of a 27-kilometer ring of superconducting magnets with a number of accelerating structures to boost the energy of the particles along the way. The machine accelerates a beam of particles to give an energy before injecting the beam into the next machine in the chain. This next machine brings the beam to even higher energy and so on. The LHC is the last element of the chain, in which the beams reach their highest energies. The electromagnets in the LHC are chilled to minus 271.3 Celsius to reach superconducting state. The LHC project involves 111 nations in designing, building, and testing equipment and software, and now continues with them participating in experiments and analyzing data. With that, we reach the end of the list. Drop a comment on our views about these monster machines, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such content.